What's up, y'all? It's been a minute. My apologies, man. My apologies, man. What's been up? First of all, before we even get to that, man, shout outs, dog. Period. Shout outs, man. Shout out to the homie Mitchy Slick, man. One of the first cats to do my podcast, man. Appreciate you. So I'm promoting you, man. You're my movie, Baby Gangster, man. Let me put cats up on it so that you guys can actually see what time it is, man. Shout out to the homie, man. Congratulations on that. We wanted to do that before we got to anything. Let me share my screen with you guys, so you guys can see where to follow. Check it out. We'll sign in as try to do this to business, man. There we go. So this is the one. I don't think you guys can see it just yet. Let me go ahead and share that, and then so you guys can follow it. Baby Gangster the movie, man, starring Mitchy Slick. So it's a lot of cats, man. It's a good movie, man. It's got a good message, man. There's a lot of intervention cats in there. Skip is in there, man. So it's a lot of homies in there, man. You guys need to tap in. It's good. It's new, but you can get it at prideunity.org. Let me go ahead and click on that so you guys can see what that looks like. Let me see. Let me share this with you guys. Charitable organization. You guys can see who you guys are supporting with the movie, man. So watch Baby Gangster. You guys can see it. Oh, that's the oh man. That's damn, man. I can't even think of his name, man. He passed away. The homie from I think he's from Watts. Oh man, that's my good dude, man. Bo, there you go. Bo Taylor. Yeah, that was the homie, man. So tap in, man. I didn't even know this is for Bo. So you guys can see what they do, what kind of work they do out in the hood in the community. They tapped in, homie. So tap in with them, man. Support the movie, man. And plus Mitchy Slick in there, man. Clack. So you guys can actually see that. It's a good look, man. So tap in, man. Make sure you guys go support the movie. It's a big deal. Another thing, man. Rick Ross, Freeway Rick. Let me go ahead and tap in with that cat, the Freeway Rick Ross. He just dropped a new cannabis line, man, and it's available. Let's see if I can get him on Instagram so you guys can see what he got popping on Instagram. Let me just get to that really quick, man. All right, let me see. The real Freeway Rick Ross. So you guys can see that. Let me share this with you guys too. Share another screen. I want to help push brands, you know what I mean? And when Cat's doing solid stuff like this helps us in the cannabis business, right? So he just dropped his new hold on. Yeah, I'll continue with that. Let me go ahead and turn that down so you guys don't try to block it. Shout out to Slick on that one. But yeah, so Rick dropped his new cannabis line. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see. All right. You can see right there, he's got that available. So you guys can see, man, Cass is doing stuff. That's the same spot. I think it's City Compassionate Collective, downtown LA. They also had a Marathon OG with Nip. His cannabis line is there. So two things to tap into, man. Baby Gangster the movie, man, Slick, and you guys can see it supporting gang intervention, man. It's supporting basically what it used to be Unity One, with Bo Taylor and I know some other brothers over there as well. So they're doing a lot of amazing work. So make sure you guys tap in with them. Yeah, man. So back to our original discussion for tonight, man. We appreciate everybody who's been supporting us and been getting behind the podcast. We got some merch coming, so stay tuned for that. We got mugs coming. We got Some more shirts coming. So if you guys can contribute that way, man, that'd be fantastic. So today, what we're talking about, man, micro hustles. We're getting right to it, man. Micro hustles. I want to know about micro hustles and my definition of a micro hustle, something that's under $500 or around $500. Let's just say 1,000 or less, right? That you can create a business and it can actually give you some type of income, right? So these are little things that you can do, i.e., licenses, right? Certifications, different things like that. So I'm trying to get my homeboy on here, man. You know who you are to talk about taxes, right? Because there's certain certifications, certain classes that you can get to do taxes. And if you can do taxes, man, I mean, my partner, man, he does taxes and then he goes on vacation and disappears for like a month. So, I mean, the revenue opportunity is there. And who wants to do their taxes? Especially if you know how to do different things, you start to know the law. My homegirl does them too. And she eats well, right? So it leads you to other businesses, right? But it doesn't take much. That's a hustle you can probably get done for $1,000 or less. What else you got, right? What else you got? What else you got, D? There's other hustles, there's other certifications that you can get for less than 1,000, right? So social media certifications that are out there. You can get Google taken care of for free. That's it. But what other hustles are out there? What other hustles that you can invest $1,000 or less and make some money, right? You can buy a product. You can go downtown LA, right, and find out what's happening. You could buy beach toys. One of the hustles that I saw at the beach were people selling beach toys. $5 for a thing of buckets. You can go downtown and negotiate, how many can I get? And then you can go walk the beaches if you like and sell them for $5 a piece. So there's different hustles. What else can you do? Can you get a hot dog cart? I don't know. Might cost you a little bit more than that, but you'll sell hot dogs. And this is the thing, man, micro hustles. These are things that aren't going to take over your job. They're not going to take over what you do on a day-to-day basis. That's not going to happen, right? These are things that you can add, little things that keep you out and keep you close to the public, one, and keep you in the mix of business. Because there's a lot of times we want to test out our ideas. We want to test, hence the term micro, right? We want to test out our ideas to see if this is going to actually work. And what a way to do it when you can do it on a small scale, say, for instance, the weekends, right? I was talking to my relative, sent him a picture of, he was talking about cooking. That's something that a lot of cats are doing. I saw that, man. Cats billionaire, what are they? The Billionaire Boys Club or Burger Club, food truck, Trap Kitchen started the same way. Small hustles. Go to Costco Business and price, a griddle or a set. You can get them on. I mean, the cats on. Everybody's turning into a taco hustler. That's another hustle. Cooking tacos, be a taco man, because anybody know a good taco man? You can go to any one of these little Facebook groups in the neighborhood and everybody's looking for a taco man. And that could be something that you do. Go invest in a little griddle, go get the chicken already seasoned at the Latino shop so you don't mess it up. Get the chopping and get to serving tortillas and there you go. $2.50 a taco. How much you spend on it per pound? Let's start to do the math. These are all small micro hustles that we can put down right now, right? What else you got? I'm relying on you guys. Put them in the comments. Give me a micro hustle. Credit. Homie just made a post, right? He said, man, I did a post, man. He was like, man, I learned how to do credit for like $50 on an ESPN late at night watching ESPN. Got a book on credit, start reading that, which led me to another book, which led me to another book. Now the homie just running around chilling, not running around chilling like he's not working, but he's figured out a legitimate hustle, which means he ain't got to be in the streets anymore. That's all we need is one little micro hustle, because we can expand it if we can duplicate it, right? Then it becomes a macro hustle. And you'll understand these type of terms once you understand economics, which I highly encourage all of us to take part in. Just understanding supply and demand, just understanding how demand shifts based on economic conditions, right? So now economic conditions change delivery. I saw somebody had a group in a business for succulents. Him and his wife sold succulents on the weekend. Succulents, dog, plants. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these hustles are available for you guys. Small investments. We just need to figure out what. There's books on that. Books you can start off. I mean, business you can start off for $1,000 or less. You can Google the term and get 1,000 different ways to start a business. And I encourage you to do a detail, right? You're doing a detail business. What do you need? $1,000 or less. Everybody can stack a rack, right? That's 10 hundreds, right? Let's break it down into edible terms, right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't think of it in its entirety. Break it down into small, edible chunks. Makes everything a lot more digestible, right? Not the whole thing when we eat it just in big one, because then it becomes overwhelming. Even $1,000, if we don't talk about it enough in terms of hundreds, then it becomes overwhelming. So let's think about that. Micro hustles. What can we get started for $1,000 or less? I challenge you guys. You can do it. And if you don't want to do that, what about the stock market? We talked about that briefly last time. And that's another thing that you can play in. Encourage my students before. I said, TD Ameritrade, man, they don't charge for the trade. They don't charge for the trade. As a matter of fact, you don't have to buy 100 shares. That's game right there, right? Because if I don't have to buy 100 shares, then I can spend 50 here, spend 50 here, and then next thing you know, I can stack my bread. And all the time, it's accumulating possibly, not guaranteed, but possibly more than the actual bank account would, because they're giving you pennies for stacks that they're sitting on, that they're lending out, and they're getting more on. This is how the banks work, and I'm pretty sure you guys know these things, right? And if you don't, economics. I wish somebody would have really pushed me towards economics. Like, man, you should go towards economics. Just understand that. If you guys want to know one of the gods of economics is Al Heyman. Al Heyman, the boxing promoter, has a degree in economics from Harvard. A lot of people don't know that. Dude is sharp. That's why you never see him. He don't want to be seen. Dude's got more money than everybody, right? But you never see him. Nobody even knows what he looks like. Where's Al Heyman? Oh, he's the dude in the ring. Negative. He's never in the ring. He's Ghost. Literally. Not the one on Stars, dog. The one, a real one. But he's, that impressed me, how he understood economics. And he understands that he can go find really broke, starving fighters who would take really shitty contracts, really shitty ones. And he can put them on cards. I can put 6 of y'all on this card, right? And have one headliner that I lightweight have to pay, right? But I can I'm getting ring money. I'm getting sponsorship. I'm getting pay-per-view. When he negotiates that pay-per-view, it's over with. That's why he's chilling. I met his nephew. Shout out to Chris. I want me to call me Chris, man. When I was working at KJLH, he do a Pop Warner team. But yeah, man, ran into his nephew. Dude is sharp, man. Stays out the way. But these are things that when you understand how economics works and you understand when things shift, right? I.e. Lysol, right? If you understood how that works and you started to see, okay, man, things are starting to get crazy. What are people? And you start, okay, let me go ahead. Or you see, if you could see that far, like when it was in China, hey, man, that potentially can come over here. What does our supplies look like for this? If you can see that far in advance, then you could take advantage of some positions. Not to say that you want to take advantage of some COVID stuff, but at the same time, you need to understand what's going on. There's a lot of home hobbies going on right now. Tutors are popping right now. So if you're a tutor, that's another thing you can get into, right? Because they're doing pods. They're doing pods out here now, right? Where people aren't necessarily going to feel comfortable with sending their kids back to class. So that extracurricular activity, the home, your karate instructor, whatever, there's demand for you now because people are at home. They can't exercise. They can't do what they want to do. So this is the time. Meal planners. You need to figure out your micro hustle and get it popping. Start it on a small scale so you can test the waters. Once you test the waters, then you can figure out if you want to make it more. And you'd be shocked how many different micro hustles. You got to come to a city that hustles a lot so you can see how many different micro hustles that are already popping. Hot dog stands in LA, cats selling stuff at the beach, fruit stands, right? Why can't you get a fruit stand? Why can't you get a fruit stand and make it different than the Latino cats that occupy the corners in LA? You could differentiate, make it a little bit nicer. You perhaps can maybe put a bench there or some stools where people could sit. You could add some type of different differentiation factor, but still get into it for under 1,000, maybe. I don't know. We got to look at the license or whatever. But they're allowing street vendors in Los Angeles, so you can do that. Went to Echo Park. Crazy. Vendors out there, dude's got a full throttle taco stand and a barbecue grill. All he has is an Easy Up and a barbecue grill and a table where his girl gives you all the sides and stuff, and a tortilla maker that's portable. That's it. That's $1,000 or less. Get cracking. Barbecue. People don't want to spend money, man. These nasty ass food places are making money. Why can't you? Test the water, see what you're good at. All these cats out here, all flavored, no green. I ain't hating on them cats, but that stuff does not look like it's fire. It just doesn't to me. You know what I'm saying? But the hustle, I respect. And I'm not hating on them dudes. They just said anything that the cats on the corners can do, I can do. And I ain't mad at them for that. You know what I'm saying? The food's probably gas. I'm just saying that the stuff I seen was like, you know what I mean? But I like traditional Mexican food, so I'm probably a little different critic than that. But never hating on my brother because I love what they doing and I respect the hustle. But at the same time, micro hustle. All he did was go get him a little griddle. That's it. And put some stuff on there, squeezes the stuff on there to make it look like the Food Channel stuff. That's it. That's really it. Right? So what can you do? What can you do in terms of a micro hustle? This is the time to do it, man. Stimulus checks coming again, right? It may be a G-ball they slide you. Might happen, right? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What are you gonna buy? You gonna buy some Disney shares? What are you gonna do? Right? These are when God throws you little chunks. It's like, okay, well, let me go ahead and invest it. It's a dice game. This is a dice game, man. And you might as well gamble on yourself. You go to Vegas and pork off a rack. So why not gamble on yourself? Right? Roll the dice on yourself and see what happens. If you hit, cool. I mean, if you crap out, shit, man, whatever. But if you hit, let's keep going. And you start to gamble on yourself more and more. But even if you have to do it on a small scale, like a micro hustle, if you have to do that, then so be it. Right? Start small. I always say start small. Test the water. See if they even like your stuff. Right? You want to try ice cream? Okay, go price a little. Let me try to do it on the weekends. Let me do homemade. Let me see if it's overwhelming. If it's overwhelming, I'll try a farmer's market. Let me see if I could try that. And you do things on a small scale. That's another place to test your hustle. If you're doing food, farmer's market A1. Best place to try it out. People are sampling, they're buying food, and there's no fast food available usually. So you don't necessarily have to be super healthy, but I would be more on the grilled side. But they're selling fried potatoes. They're selling all these different things that you can perhaps get your hands on. So food, that's an easy category to get in because nobody's really locking it down. Everybody has their own unique flavor and taste. So there's no uniform way of doing anything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a good place to try your hand in because everybody, oh, this is so fire. You got to and you look at it, you're like, man, I don't know about that, homie. But it's selling. Somebody likes it. So there's enough people in this world to give you revenue. There's enough people in this world for you to make income. You just have to go out there and test whatever it is you're trying to do. You may be a paintball guy, right? One of my students was a paintball, just love paintball. Well, say I give out paintball instructions because some people are competitive like that. Some people want to go out there and kick everybody's ass. And if you know how to do it, you could tell them how to tactically move around a paintball field. I'm pretty sure they'll pay you. Same thing I had mentioned in the past about teaching kids how to ride bikes. I might just do that. Man, $25 an hour. I have him riding bike and guarantee by this time if he hadn't that crazy. And all of a sudden you're a bike instructor. You might have to carry certain insurance, but test it out, see what happens. Right? So these things are micro hustles that don't require a lot. Just may require you to do some digging inside yourself and set up a structure so that people know how to pay you. Because that's one of the most difficult things, man, is that people don't know how to pay you because you may not be set up accordingly. I'm dropping merchandise, but I'm not going to talk about it a lot on here because I haven't set up the merchant account to get paid. Once I do that, once I set up the merchant account to get paid, then I'll do more promotion. Here's what it looks like so that people can take action right then and there. Right? So that's what I'm waiting on. That's it. But I'm doing that. I'm investing small little incremental things. Okay. And how much does it cost? Okay. Let me get this done. Let me pay for it like this. Let me do it in small little chunks. Not just let me do everything right now. It's going to cost me $10,000. No. You do things $250 at a time, right? Whatever it takes, right? Not necessarily got to be everything at once, man. Sip it, dog. Take small bites. It's not like that, homie. So that's what I'm preaching right now is small hustles, man. I was down at Long Beach this weekend. I saw 5 ice cream trucks out there getting it off. Chili cheese Fritos, one company locking it in. Understood the game. Parking's free. I'm about to post right here and sell these ice cream every weekend. So there's different things going on. Whatever you want to buy, you can figure it out. Instant hustle. That's an old hustle, but it's a for sure hustle, especially the weed smokers. They trying to get that stuff. They smoke. Let me get it out the apartment, whatever. So there's different type of hustles. What else? What other type of licensing? I'm barber. You can learn how to do that, and it may require school that may be a little bit longer, but something that doesn't require that. Something that requires, perhaps detailing. Little kids in Orange County was spray painting logos on the lawn. I'm pretty sure in the black neighborhoods, they want different things, AKAs, different types of stuff. So all you got to do is duplicate what they're doing. I learned that from research, man. Nothing's original. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to go see what somebody's doing in another neighborhood. If nobody's doing it in yours, you got a business because they can't service everywhere, right? And they're not going and putting African symbols and sororities, and they're not doing that. So that's a niche that somebody can own right there. And all they got is spray paint and some cutouts. And you can find somebody to do cutouts or a meal, and there you go. It doesn't take much. It just requires resources. This is why it's so important for you guys to read everything you can. Listen to news stories in detail. Follow up on things that seem interesting. Don't just sit there and let information pass you by. A lot of times those are God giving you gifts, sliding you gifts. Like here goes a bone, dog, and it got meat on it. It ain't just dry ass bone and marrow. It's got chunks and gristle and shit. So here, and we just let it pass us by. Because we don't think, oh man, it may require you to get off your ass. It very well may require you to get off your ass. It very well may require you to go take some action on something that's not comfortable. But lo and behold, if God send it to you, it's beneficial. So take it. And it can come in the form of a news story. It can come in the form of inspiration. I got my inspiration from Mad Tours LA from Gigi Sweets. She posted an article about a dude who started a cannabis tour company in his Camry. And that's all I needed. And I took it and ran with it. I had a Camry, was tired of what I was doing, wanted to do something else too. There we go. Knew where all the spots were in the Valley and as well as LA. Hit them all the time, looking for them. I was good. I knew where everything was, knew how their programs ran. So I became a resource. A lot of times what you need to do to figure out micro hustles is figure out what you already know, what you already are good at. Things that you already are good at, man, are going to be so easy for you to do. It's just like it's a natural progression. Oh, man, all I got to do is this. It's just whatever. And you're happy doing it. You know how to cut hair? Okay, we'll figure that out. You know how to swim really good? Man, I love swim. Okay, man, you thought about giving out lessons? Lessons are expensive and people love private coaches. It's hard to teach kids how to swim and parents don't have the patience. But if we don't understand what goes on, economics, there we go, that term again, economics, we don't understand how economics works, then we'll miss opportunities when they're directly in front of our face. When we already have the skill set, we don't have to go out and pay to get it. When we have the clientele, people are asking us to help them. But we don't know how to formulate a business so that people can pay us. This is the key. People need to know how to pay you. And if you're not set up in this, I don't care how small, cakes, damn it, you like cooking? You like making cheesecake? Everybody like, my girl, cheesecake bomb. Okay, we'll try another flavor. Shit, try to see what else you can do. Right? Can you do butterscotch with this and that? Okay, you got boxes? Man, www.weaboutobepoppin.com. Period. That's how we doing it, man. If you got an idea, you got a skill set, let's go. What are we waiting on? Right? Somebody else to see. And if you need inspiration, go to Instagram or Pinterest. Type in whatever subject it is. You like to fry fish? Get cracking. They got licenses, man. There's people. It's a fry dude down the street from me. Specializes in fries. That's it. That's all he does. He does lobster fries, that every damn fry you could think of. Popping. Cat. He was on TV. They showed him on cable. He was nice. And he was like, I started cooking fries in my backyard, man. Me and my wife was going through some stuff, and we needed to make some money. I started cooking fries in my backyard. Hello. You know how to make some good burgers? Get cracking. Of course, you already know who this is. But that's what I'm saying. Soon as you have the idea, God will start to move stuff out the way, so you may be a little uncomfortable, so that it may have to force you to go do it, push you to go do it. And that's when you're going in the right direction. God's trying to open you up. He knows that flickers inside of you, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? You could be different. There's people that's made millions, and people have made way in LA. A lot of entrepreneurs. The homie's working on a project. I really hope you do it, man. I can't wait to see the end result of that project, where he's focusing on entrepreneurs, right? And that's the key, man, because we have to tell these stories, but it starts off small with micro-size hustles. And that's that. It all starts there. And once we start to figure out and start to explore these small industries, these micro industries that we can hop into for $1,000 or less, then we'll start to see the opportunity, right? So I encourage you guys. I want you guys to step up and step in, man. Do not hesitate. Tap in. What other micro hustles do you guys know about? The better we can share. It's no competition. It's the thing. This the thing. Let me address the competitive side of things, because I know how that can be too, right? When you talk about competition, you're like, man, if everybody knows about this hustle, if I put it, man, that's gonna make it crowded. I'm gonna miss out on money. We got that D-boy mentality sometimes, right? Like everybody in the town can't eat. It's not enough smokers to go around, right? That's what the mentality that we used to all come with. It ain't enough money to go up. Yes, it is, dog. Or you in the wrong town, period. If it ain't enough money to go around, man, you need to move cities, dog, because there should be enough money for everybody, every hustler, everybody to get enough. Because of too much, right? Gluttony, man, it's going to make you bust open at the seams, right? So too much pressure, too much of anything is not necessarily good. I don't care what it is. Too much of whatever, sex, had you walking wrong. So you got to be careful, man, in terms of indulgence, and be cool with how things come. And in terms of competition, that creates industry, right? When there's competitors, that now we have an industry, right? When it's me by myself, that means all the pressure falls on me. All the regulation falls on me. All the customers, the bad ones and good ones, fall on me. So there's something to be said about having competition, because it relieves you from a lot of different pressures that you would had you been a sole proprietor solely in that industry, right? So I want you guys to not necessarily shy away from competition. Welcome competition. Understand the importance of it. Understand what it does for you and your industry, right? They may be reaching out to people that you didn't even know about, and expose them to, right? I didn't even know that their companies did that. So it's okay. I like competition because it also allows us to shine. It gives us the opportunity to look better than our competitors. It gives us opportunity to do things different than our competitors. So yeah, let's put it on the table. Let's jump in these industries together so I can really show my chops. Now, the only people that are afraid of competition are people coming in not necessarily fully charged, not necessarily up to date with their thing, and kind of following other people, or kind of copycat league, right? So that you don't want to do that. You want to kind of be original. It's okay to jump into an industry, and that's why we didn't fail when we jumped into the hair industry, right? Because we came in differentiating. We came in knowing what our niche was. We came in understanding who our customer was, and we super served them, and we've been doing it for 5 years strong, solidly, man. My mom runs the company now, hands down. We got damn near 100 5-star, like 4.5-star reviews. I'm not bragging or boasting. I'm just saying, with consistency and time, anything can work. We turned that from a micro hustle into a macro hustle, where it's supporting an entire families, right? It's not solely, we got other ways of doing stuff, but it's still contributing to our family. So what I mean, get on these micro hustles, start now, see where you can invest a rack, man. A rack or less. Find an industry. Anything more than that's going to be intimidating, man. I got to go, man, 10 bands, I got 25,000. Nah, dog, you could start with less than that. And a lot of the hustlers and the real entrepreneurs know that, man. They tested their products on a small scale. Then they possibly got loans to add it to the large scale. So $1,000 or less, you should be able to do it. And if not, try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Try to figure it out. If you need more than that, test it out. See if you can do it with a G ball or less. If you can do it with a G ball or less, I think you on to something, right? You test it, man. Hats, t-shirt, whatever, merchandise. Figure out what people are on. Figure out what they need. Bike repairs right now, because people are riding bikes. You know how to fix bikes? You better set up a shop. The ones that I've been to in LA, all are packed. Some people are turning away business. So if you that type of hustle, that's a small. Let me get a couple wrenches and a couple of the homies who ride bikes with me, and we got us a spot. Right? Let's start with mobile, and then we'll work our way into a brick and mortar. That's the mentality we need. We tapping out. Thank you guys for tapping in. Have a great week. We'll see you guys next Monday, man. Stay tuned for some episodes on the podcast. We got some guests coming up, man. Some heat for you guys. Love you guys, man, and have a safe one.